Shout out to everybody tuning in. Maybe the biggest game of the season. Maybe the game that gives us the most information. A possible championship preview. We had two heavyweights, South Carolina versus Stanford in California. Stanford with the home floor. And early on, Stanford was just dominant. Like they set the tone. Aliyah Boston was uncomfortable and ended up getting in foul trouble, had to come out the game. But just with that length of Stanford, you can see the effects on the floor. And I don't think South Carolina is as strong as people think. Defensively, they're sound. But you really get to see, my favorite saying, big players make big plays in big games. And when you play equal level size, equal level of skill, you really get to see who's who. And one thing I don't like about this point guard culture, that they will avoid the big. I've seen this with Aliyah Boston all year. They will avoid the big against these easy teams where they can get off and get their stats. Then come in a game like this where you haven't been able to build up a rhythm. You know, that's what I feel for Aliyah. Like, the benefit of the doubt I'll give her is they don't really get the ball to her much. I know it's been double teams and zones, and they've been crowding her and stuff like that. But it also hasn't been, in my opinion, enough of her just touching the ball in the post. You'll have somebody still have a good look maybe if she just makes one move and goes right up. Not against Stanford, but coming into this game. Don't come into this game not passing her the ball when she deserved it. And then taking the shots and doing what you do against these lesser teams, taking advantage of them. Keep that same energy when you playing these big teams. It's like the guards and like all of them just froze up. They couldn't do nothing. Like, from Cook to Beal, Saxton, Fletcher, like it's like nobody else could really do anything. And I don't like that. Keep that same energy. Don't look at her now that you in this big game. Keep that energy when you didn't want to give her the ball and show up in this big game then. If that's what that's the habits that you have been building up until this point, then keep it just like that. Don't freeze up now when the moment comes. The bench did decent. I say Watkins kind of brought a different energy. Let's see, she only had 2 points, but she brought a different energy, attacking the board. Just, that bounce and athleticism. She brought like a spark that started to somewhat level the ties. I don't think Aliyah, as much as I like Aliyah, I think she's solid. I think you can count on her. But I don't think she's a superstar. She's a solid player. You can count on her in most situations. She's not going to put you in a position to lose. She's not going to make losing plays. But I just don't think she's dominant in the sense of, I'm worried about her going to get 40. Especially if you have the length advantage. Because she likes to more so, like if the length is there, she'll shoulder going to you. But if you have those hands up, you blocking her all day, or it's just a tough shot because she's not very explosive and she's not very athletic. She has to start to expand her game where she's shooting more consistently. She talked about wanting to become a better passer, I guess get more assists this year. In this game, I seen her like she was hitting people wide open, but nobody else could do anything. It's like without Henderson, you really see the holes in their offense because Henny could make it up because she, kick it out just like we seen in championships. She could shoot well. That's why I say I like them little speedy guards, even if they're not dynamic as far as handles and setting people up and all that, where they can just catch and shoot the ball. On this team, Aliyah was hitting the corner, brick, hitting the top, brick. It's like anywhere she was going. So that just makes more attention on her. Like, this team is not, I don't believe the hype. And the referee saved them. If you want to say, like, oh man, how you saying all this? But they came back and won the game against the number 2 team in the nation. The referees would not let this game get out of hand. It was a lot of BS calls from early on when it was getting out of hand to late in the game. Like, it just was too much. And for me, it's like, look, I understand this is national TV. I understand this is on regular TV. But just let the best player win. I mean, let the best team win. Let it play out how it is. If it ends up being a blowout and it's low viewership, don't get involved. I mean, we know historically it's been proven that referees have been involved in different games with the Kings, Lakers, and all that. And I don't think it stopped. I mean, you can see in certain games like this, they want to keep it close. Stanford deserved to win this game. Stanford is the better team. Stanford. Other thing I don't like about South Carolina is, let me see who I'm looking at. Let me see. Let's go to Cardozo. Now she's 6 and not Efren. Brink is 6'4". And let's go to Betts. Betts is 6'7". All right. The difference between South Carolina's bigs, particularly Cardoso, she's just so uncoordinated. And there's just a different grace you see, a different athleticism you see when you're looking at Brinks, when you're looking at Betts. Like, they're just very poised in that post. And poise and balance, I feel like, creates a separation because it's like a confidence. It gives you a presence where it's like you're not just moving around lost on the floor. I can just touch you and push you over. You have some strength in your game, not physical me bumping into you, but you're just strong in your movements. You're in control wherever you're moving around the floor. And I think that's something key that stood out to me that separates Stanford. I think Stanford is at least 5 points better than South Carolina. They're just a better team to watch. They're a more fluent team. I think they do a little bit of everything. They have the post play. They have the big guard play. They can shoot. You got bigs like Brinks, versatile. I mean, if it was her in Boston in a draft, I'm picking Brinks all day. Inside, block shots, quick, athletic. And it's not to knock Aliyah. I'm just saying she has to expand her game because it's too easy. Teams is just going to pack the paint. It's just like I'm playing a team that just got a running back. Like, Indiana, I believe, is the best situation for her. But if it wasn't, because Indiana already has a Nalissa, Indiana has Destiny. They have the pieces around to where they can keep the floor space, and she just adds that post dynamic and that consistent piece that you can count on, that level head champion, being the face of the championship. We know what she's going to give on defense, and that's what the coach coming in, she already expressed it. She wants to make her identity defense, so she's going to bring that to the table. I think that's the best situation. But a lot of other situations outside of Indiana, I'm taking Jones first. The only reason I wouldn't take Jones first in Indiana is you already got Nalissa. So I just, unless you wanted to just play real small ball like that, you could. But I just would go with Boston in that situation. But other situations, I don't think you can be mad with getting Jones because you still probably got the best player. You still probably got the best player in the draft. It's like you got Luka mixed with Paul Pierce with a little bit of shades of LeBron. Like the passes she was making, her ability to control the offense, her versatility. It's just a beautiful brand of basketball that I watched today from her, and I really like to see it when two high level teams play each other. Again, it's gonna reveal who is who. Brink was amazing. Jones was amazing. Betts was amazing. Efren was solid. Let me see who else stood out to me. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I like South Carolina. I like Aliyah Boss. I'm not gonna say I like South Carolina. The rest of the team is just, to me, they really got exposed. So they won, but they got exposed. That was really more the referee that kept them around, and they're solid enough to where they could step on you with a little help. But the better brand of basketball and the better team, I believe, we all saw was Stanford. So let's just go check out a few highlights. Let's go to Stanford. Just some key plays that it was just some beautiful stuff that went on today. Let's go to, this was the starting five. And let's go to, so what's the first highlight? Okay, the first highlight, let's bring that back. That's what I'm talking about, dynamic. It's what I'm talking about right here when I talk about versatile, quick. You see, just come right down, pull up, looking like KD. End of the first quarter was 21-11. A team that's skilled like Stanford. Not to say that South Carolina doesn't have defense and isn't capable. But I don't think this team is capable. Not without the referees, not coming back. Like this, the difference was just too blatant. And that was Brink hitting Betts, the versatility again. Drive by Jones, easy work. But I want to go to that pass, man. So halftime, it was 35-31. The ref had already started their shenanigans. And it was getting off without Aliyah. Look at that pass. Beautiful. That's a LeBron, Luka type level of passing right there. Look at that. Dang, thread the needle. Slicing, dicing. Haley Jones putting the point and point forward. Let's go to, so this was coaches taking a picture with each other, showing love. Let's go to Card Fam in the house. A sellout crowd. Yeah, it was packed. That's one you probably wanted to be at. This one of the memorable games, though. Maples is rocking right now. Tiger Woods. Oh, I kept seeing him. It's like, you know how you see something, but you don't see something? I kept peeping Tiger, but I ain't really peeped Tiger. Haley Jones, that's it. Like, that pass was crazy. Kiki. That was decent. Ash and Spicy. Like, the length really stood out. This was a very, very good play. That's what I mean. That length could really affect Boston. Like, some games the referee can affect it and call fouls on stuff like that. But if it's just getting played straight up and you long and you just as strong, I think you can kind of get off on defense. An absolute dime from Haley. Now, look, she said, no, this ain't that. It's another one, though. It's another pass. Go ahead and put this on. Yeah, this Sports Center for sure. But it's another pass that was crazy. Hold on, let me see what this is. Cameron Bree. Work. I love her game. Dawn Staley and Tara Vanderveer wore Brittany Griner shirts during the South Carolina-Stanford matchup. Yeah, I think these shirts just went on sale, and it's supposed to help the legal fees for Brittany Griner. So, go cop some. First 4 points in overtime. Man, where the pass? They ain't got the pass on here. It's a pass, man, where she set up Brink. Hold on, let me see. Let me see if I can get it from. Where can I go? Let me go to W Slam. Let's see if they got it. Aliyah Boston. South Carolina. Aliyah Boston 14, 2 and 13. Solid game. Zaya Cook 13. I want to say she was scoreless in the first half. Brink 25, 1 and 5. Haley Jones 11, 6 and 9. South Carolina beat Stanford in overtime 76-71. 1.14 left. Who do you think got who got it? Man, I should have bet when it was down too. I was thinking about it. Aliyah Boston sends Stanford and South Carolina into overtime. I mean, she stayed poised in the moment. Hit the shit. Now that was a lucky shot. It's a lucky shot right there, though. We're going to keep it a bean. She hit it, but that's a lucky shot. Hitting back, bounce off front, and then girl in. She was in the right position to make it, though, so you can't hate. Let me see. Grown man move, barbecue chicken. Man, where is... They only showing the one class. It's crazy. Yeah, but pretty much... Oh, I got another video coming, man. Shout out to everybody. Beautiful game. Shout out to Stanford. I'm up.